Good morning. It is Let It Go and Let It Grow. And today we are focusing on letting go of Three of Sword energy. So swords is the mind, the truth, healing, communication. They are air signs. So it's Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius energy today. We are releasing old heartbreak. We are releasing that sense of feeling those things that still echo through us from the past. So this is all about releasing that. It could be a recent heartbreak and it could be a much distant heartbreak, but that's the energy that we are focusing on releasing today. And heartbreak can fall obviously into the grief category as well. So this might not actually 100% be a breakup. It's anything that has really, really hurt your heart and brought you into a level of feeling that you've been brought to your knees and that absolute grief situation there. Let go of emotional wounds that no longer define who you are and your path. A lot of us tend to get stuck in these grief cycles. We start associating with the grief, with the pain, with the sorrow as part of our personality. We encompass it, we bring it into us. And what ends up happening then is that your pain body gets very used to living this way. And then you start living under the hormones of stress more and more and more, which become addictive chemically to your body, actually physically. And then it becomes a big part of your story and very, very hard to unprune. Then it becomes work. It becomes a job to back that pain body off because it becomes so much a part of your ego, but also part of your nervous system. It actually ends up living in there. And I know myself, my nervous system has felt on and off like this for a decade almost. And it's exhausting. So this is giving you permission today to start letting that go. You can see the strings of the heart starting to come out. And what it's unraveling basically. And what I love about this is the card after this, the Four Swords is the rest card, and she's in a nest and sewing these strings back into that heart. So you're going to feel like you're being pulled apart. You're feeling like you're going to, like when you're working on that sewing project that you miss a stitch and have to pull it all out. That untwining kind of feeling that strings are falling out where they shouldn't. And that is all a part of the process. And you can see there she's got 3 swords on her arm as well. So, you know, this is a lot. This is really deep work, but it is meaningful work when you can finally look at it without fear. So this is going to that little creepy tree in the back and embracing it for its beauty rather than for what we see of it as something possibly scary and creepy and dead. So this is, you know, the feeling of being dead inside. This is releasing the stories that we carried about rejection, disappointment, and loss. So that's exactly what I just said. This is about preening apart those stories and maybe letting those stories unravel that heart for us so we can build a new story, a new life, and a new future for us. And we're going to stop opening the old chapters to take a peek inside. I just heard the word wallow in your sorrow. It's a process, it's a place, but it's not a sentence. So you're looking at this today as moving forward for this. And as we move forward from these pain points and do the work, we have to realize that things happen, and I'm not saying, oh, things happen for a reason, the universe, because sometimes what happens is absolute fucking shit. But what this is saying is that you are going to be able to look at this with a new set of eyes today and realize that the journey forward is much brighter than the pulling yourself back to that past. Allow forgiveness to become part of your healing journey. Louise Hay does beautiful affirmation about forgiveness, and I used to say them all the time at night when I was going to sleep years ago, and it's in the infinity of life where I am. All is perfect, whole and complete. All is well, and I am well. I am willing to forgive everyone and everything, including myself. Forgiveness is a gift I give to myself. I forgive and I set myself free. So self-forgiveness is huge part of healing, huge part of the letting go process and the realization that you came from whatever situation it was, from where you were at that point in your evolution in your time. And it is okay to realize that you've grown. But in the process of growing, changing and turning all of this sorrow and this pain into wisdom for your journey forward, you have to be able to drop into that place of forgiveness for yourself and for others. Forgiveness is an incredible gift and tool you can give yourself, because you're only coming at your life from where you are or where you were at the time. We all evolve and we all grow. So allow yourself that space to forgive you for whatever part you played or how you dealt with the situation at the time, and know that we progress and move forward. For Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, the Three of Swords reminds you that emotional pain often continues because we keep repeating this story to ourselves over and over and over again. It is the classic case of telling that story, a few months later telling the story again, months later telling the exact same story again, because what ends up happening in the brain is you produce these chemicals of sorrow, fear, grief, anger, whatever happened, and your brain doesn't know the difference between the past, the present, and the future. So you end up allowing inadvertently your nervous system to relive this exact moment chemically again, and you actually teach your body how to tap into that chemically over and over and over again. So this is asking you to, the healing begins when we allow ourselves to have a new chapter and allow this heart to unravel. You're in the nest in Four Swords. Eventually you're going to build yourself a new one. You're going to either stitch this back together the way you want it, or you're actually going to make yourself a new one. So that is what we are letting go of today. What are we letting grow today? And it's this beautiful, beautiful Queen of Pentacles. Pentacles being an earth sign. Earth is Taurus. Who is Earth? Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn energy. And this is about abundance, stability, nurturing, and the material world. So what are we doing today with her? We're growing confidence in our ability to create the stability that we want. Knowing once we get through this and realize that we no longer want to live and be stuck there, we grow that confidence and start moving forward. This is like, I know I say this about every card, but this is one of my favorite cards in the deck. I love her so much. Nurture yourself with the same kindness that you offer yourself. And self-care is not selfish care. So if you're nourishing yourself, wouldn't you want to feel this peace and serenity and beauty and contentment? So you know that you're allowed to feel this. This is the true nature, that peace, that harmony. You can see the red back there. She's grounded and rooted. She's in her heart center. She's in nature. She is, I see this as, basking in the sun, holding that beautiful pentacle. She is just in complete and utter comfort and peace. Build the life that feels peaceful and abundant to you, and feel grounded. So once again, that red pillow indicates that groundedness, as does the tree behind her. She's very much in tune with that rhythm and that heartbeat of truth nature, and that nature is her truth, and that truth has led her completely to peace and that heart center. Honor your body, your home, and your well-being. Start making small, subtle changes that are going to help you build the life you want in the future, and allow abundance to become something that you receive, not only something that you create. So open yourself up to that state of receivership. And a lot of times, I've said this before, how do you get to that place? And it's actually through gratitude and opening up and knowing that what you want is already here. You just have to vibrate to it and open yourself to the receiving of it. Taurus, Capricorn, and Virgo, the Queen is reminding you that true abundance begins with your own self-worth, which just hit me emotionally. I could feel tears welling up in the back of my eyes. So self-worth, self-care. And she teaches us that caring for ourselves is not selfish, it's sacred, which is exactly what I self-care is not selfish care. So the deeper meaning today, the three carries the image of heartbreak. This card isn't always just about pain. It's what pain leaves behind. So it's the wisdom that you get out of this, the compassion that you learn to have for others because of this, the resilience in walking forward when you've been brought down to your knees and are bleeding out, so to speak. Every scar tells a story. Every scar is a story for you. The question is no longer, why did this happen? The question becomes, what has this experience taught me about myself? And the Queen doesn't rush in to fix you. She simply creates the safe space, that safe container for your healing, and reminds us growth doesn't always have to be dramatic. It can be peaceful, it can be calm, it can be just serene and beautiful. Sometimes it looks like a nourishing meal, taking a walk, being in nature, being quiet, setting healthy boundaries, learning that no is a complete full fucking sentence. No. No. No is a very powerful word. It guards your boundaries perfectly. And you learn how to receive instead of giving everything away. And last week I had sort of an aha moment when I realized that when you receive, you're actually not taking things. You're opening yourself up in the state of allowance. So the Three of Swords is saying today, your heart has been broken. And the Queen is saying, let's help fix that so you feel absolutely safe again. You don't have to become that person that has had these terrible experiences, these heartbreaks, these grief patterns of sorrow. You have the opportunity to tap into the wisdom and become somebody wiser. And as weird as this sounds, sometimes you need that pain to crack yourself wide open. I just saw a nut. Crack that shell open. Let the smoke and mirrors fall, let the facade go, and become who you are truly meant to be, which is the nurturer. So today we are releasing the pain that no longer needs to be present and growing that life for us that honors our healing path. Your path may have shaped you, but it doesn't have to define your future or who you are. So I am going to finish this off with a card from the Law of Positive deck. Beautiful cards today. Beautiful, beautiful cards. And this is as I rest in the sacred womb, I heal. And this to me is that Four of Swords I was talking about after this card. The womb is the nest, and you have gone through quite an experience. And you are ready to rest, take that time out, rest in the womb of Mother, which is the nature, all of life, rebuild yourself, put yourself back together, and grow. But you need to take that time out and heal for you, heal for that inner child. I see her as, in the terms, I'm studying a course in IFS, Internal Family Systems, and I see this as that exile, that wounded nature of us. And this exile needs to know it's safe to go back to that womb, go back to that healing place. But as you are healing that little exile, that little child, that inner child of yourself, allow her to know that she is safe, and allow her to know that she is home, and allow her to know that there is now forgiveness in your heart for yourself. And welcome her back home and heal these parts and bring her home. Know that you have her back no matter what happened before, where you are on your path and your journey now, you have her. So for today, and may you be gentle, may your heart always remain open, and may your soul always remember you are the medicine. Have a great day. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.